Are live.
Hello.
Welcome everyone to the Token August Challenge, and we are going right into the rounds. We have Chad James on Chien-Pao and Nick Allison on Regidrago.
Yes, absolutely. My name is Joe. I'll be helping co-host today. I'll be like the subject matter expert, I guess, and then you'll be doing our play-by-play.
Yep. Name's Zach, and I'll be doing most of the play-by-play, and then we're going to be hopefully seeing some good Pokemon today.
All right, so let's. All right.
And we start the timer.
Yes.
All right, so looks like Nick Allison has his Regidrago out into the active, and Chad James leads with a Bidoof in the active.
Yep. And it looks like Nick's doing his first search right now, just seeing what's available. Doing a little bit of prize checking, and with Drago just being as explosive it is, going for this Squawkabilly EX absolutely makes a lot of sense. As Drago actually has a lot of stuff that it wants in the discard pile. That's actually how Regidrago V-Star attacks. So getting a lot of potentially good stuff that might be in his starting hand already in the discard this early is always good. And Drago does want to go second for sure, or go first doing this. So actually, to be honest, both decks want to go first. So denying your opponent going first is very good because Drago's never attacking in one turn going second. So.
Never mind, they'll get the first attack. They want to get the first evolved attack.
Correct, yes. And then the same thing with Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao's never going to attack turn one going second. So Chien-Pao also wants to go first. So
Nick did just drop a lot of resources. There was like a few energy, an energy switch. If he was able to find the Teal Mask Ogerpon, and he did a Teal Dance.
It's crazy how that one card really has opened up this deck completely. I mean, before Regidrago, was a deck before Teal Mask Ogerpon was a thing, but it was more of a meme more than anything. The acceleration of Teal Mask Ogerpon really gets over that hurdle of the really wonky attack cost of Regidrago V-Star being 1 fire and 2 grass. This allows you to get extra grass into play, and as you see what Nick just did with the E-Switch, just E-Switch onto it. Nick's chilling right now because he's only 1 energy attach away and then an evolve just from swinging. And I guarantee you, he's probably got some sort of dragons looking. All right, so here we go. First prize check from Chad. Hey, I see pink. That's good.
He has his Prime Catcher in his deck, and looks like he has most of what he would like to see in his deck. And yeah, so
right now, definitely, if I'm Chad, I know the Drago is. You have to go wide on your Frigibacks. So if any way possible, you're going to try to get all 3 of your Frigibacks onto the bench this turn, because that you're just, if not, it's just bait for your opponent just to boss up in your Frigibacks and then just take a double KO with the Dragapult EX attack. So, I mean,
it's very funny that, like, people, when they saw Dragapult EX, they thought, like, oh, this is going to be the deck, but they later just found out that Regidrago was the best Dragapult EX
No, absolutely.
deck.
You're 100% correct. Yeah, the most efficient and best way to properly, in my opinion, utilize Regidrago, or not Regidrago, I'm sorry, Dragapult EX, is through Regidrago. I mean, it's a less wonky. Yeah, it does have the 2, but it's just a lot more utilitarian.
Yep, throw it in the trash and then make it your best attacker.
So it looks like he does have a Frigibacks in hand, which is good. So one might be prized. He is running 3 as L list.
I do believe I saw 2 Frigibacks in his deck when he was first thumbing through it.
And he is running all 3 of the same Frigibacks. So he is running 360 HP Frigibacks.
And there's the Pheasantipede EX going down to the bench as well.
Yep. Pheasantipede, is one of the best cards from the news. It actually might be the best single card from the set itself, with just how powerful it is. All right, it looks like that was a pass as we see Nick go ahead and evolving. So,
yeah, there's not really too many decks that Pheasantipede EX can't just slot right into.
No, for sure. And people were worried that, it's a 2-prize Pokemon. I mean, well, yes, it is a 2-prize Pokemon, but to be honest, in most decks, if you're using, all right, so we're going for a Legacy Star here. This is pretty big. So he's going to discard the top 7 cards of his deck, and then he's going to be able to get 2 cards from his discard pile back. All right, well, the Prime Catcher was discarded from here, so, and it looks, so having played with Nick, he does like to typically separate out to his the dragons from his discard, and it looks like the only option right now might be that Cure him, which he could do because he only has one Frigibax, and he can definitely KO the Bidoof in the active spot. I mean, it does discard all the energy, so the Curum is another really good card from this previous set, which allows you to do 110 damage on 3 of your opponent's Pokemon, but you do have to discard all the energy. But if you're board wiping not fully board wiping, but if you're taking out Chin Pal's only Frigibax on the bench, and you're gonna take out one of their Bidoofs, that's pretty rough. I mean, you're definitely not attacking next turn anyway, so.
Chad's looking like he's in a rough spot.
Chad's in a pretty rough spot for sure.
Just on the basis of like what Nick is being able to pull out.
Yep, and so we see Nick go ahead and using that vessel to get that fire energy that is needed. I don't know. This is going to be a little bit wonky for Chad coming through this. And this is what I was saying, like how you definitely wanted to go wide on your Frigibax in this matchup for this exact reason right here. As you're about to not be able to do what Chin Pao does next turn.
This is gonna probably turn into very much a non-game very quickly.
Yeah, I 100% agree on this. But let's see. That being said, though, this does force Nick to have to find again to be able to reattack 2 more energy switches, and then either a way to recover that fire energy or just another fire energy in his deck. But
yeah, he did discard already one E-switch at the beginning of the game.
Right, and I remember, I think one of them also got discarded from the Squawk and Seas as well. So
correct.
That could be quite difficult for this, but we'll definitely. I think the next turn will definitely demonstrate the pace for Nick.
Yep. Looks like he's going to bench with the.
That one will not get damaged, but those two will.
Yeah, the active Bidoof and the Frigibax are going to bite it, but the Bidoof that's on the bench with its ability to prevent damage dealt to it while it's on the bench will stay on the bench.
And see, he had the Frigibax, and I don't think he drew that for turn, but I believe he had that in his hand, and so I'm surprised he didn't go ahead and bench it already.
I guess because he might have saw the Curum in the discard and thought, well, if he's able to get this attack off, he might not be able to. He might just wipe all of his Frigibax right there.
That's very fair, actually, now that you think about it, because even going wide with Chin Pao and having just the Curum in there, that's actually a very valid point I had to think about, because that means if you go wide with 3, he just snipes all 3 of your Frigibax and leaves your Bidoof in the active, which is a little annoying to get out. So
with that, don't you think, like, now Chad, he found a window where Nick is going to have to take a couple turns to recoup the energy onto his Regidrago, and he's going to be able to, by maybe a couple turns, to then set up the Excalibur he needs to start getting back some prize cards.
Yeah, for sure. So we see Irida being played, one of the staple supporter in Chin Pao, for sure. There's the Frog coming down. Now, again, in this case, I would try to get a second Frigibax down, because also at this point, we know, I believe Nick took Prime Catcher back into his hand. If he doesn't get a second Frigibax down, Frigibax is very prone just to getting Prime Catchered up and then getting smacked by this Ogerpon with 2 energy. And that's, again, Chin Pao without Frigibax is not very much, pretty much nothing.
It's not a good deck when it's not having the Excalibur.
No, for sure. It plays more like a theme deck more than like an actual deck. All right, so there was one Frigibax prize, so that does explain a bit more for it. So,
yep.
All right.
So with the Suing heavy ball finding the Frigibax,
it looks like a couple energy and a superior energy retrieval order in his prize cards.
Yeah.
Which could actually be a problem. There looked like there was a lot of blue in the prize cards. With some of the other attacks that Regidrago V-Star uses, being Rolling Iron from the Gudra V-Star, you need a lot of energy on your board for Chin Pao to be able to take a clean knockout on that. So that actually could be a problem that we could see later on if Chad is able to mount and maybe string together something. The other thing to take note of is with having Squawkabilly EX on the board, that does open Chad up for an Amp You Very Much for 3 prize cards. So right now the prize routing wouldn't really matter for that, but there is potential for it to be.
I would think Chad is probably licking his lips, hoping that opportunity will present itself.
The only bad thing about doing that, though, that means you do leave in this case now, a Regidrago V-Star with energy still attached to it. So it kind of goes with we were talking earlier about the Pheasantipity. Well, there's a Pheasantipity on his board, so he's doing Hawlucha pain.
Oh yeah, the Hawlucha is going to be putting 2 damage counters between the.
Looks
I think it's a Bidoof. The glare on there is really bad. Or no, that's the Radiant Greninja.
pretty. Yeah, it's Red Ninja. So
So the Radiant Greninja and the Fesendipity EX, they're gonna have the damage counters on those.
So let's see. Like I said, this is pretty tough, but he is right there about to be able to do. Goodness gracious, about to be able to attach and just swing. I mean, if he's able to gust up that Bidoof, that's just pretty much game over for him. So he could take a 3-prize turn, taking out the Bidoof and both Frigibacks. That's actually a lot better right there. So, it's just a little bit delayed because that's the line.
It is a little bit delayed, yeah.
So, sorry, chat. We're looking at our display on here as we're watching through progress out, and now we do see searching out and finding that Dragapult EX, which hitting the discard pile means Dragapult EX's attack is going to be online, and with these being all 60 HP Frigibacks, that is, he could just boss up Frigibacks and then snipe the second Frigibacks with that as well.
That would probably be lights out.
That's gonna be for sure right there. And so it looks like you actually just a professor's research, almost empty-handed researching, which is pretty good. So not that means that it's not gonna be Prime Catcher then, because we definitely saw that get hit by the V-Star earlier. So that does, if Chad's keeping track of what resources Nick has used, this could be quite interesting. So he's nest balling again. Nick's deck is pretty small right now. That's what he does. And they're looking at another Drago online. Chad still does need to go 2-4-6, but I mean, if Nick whiffs an attack this turn, I do believe an E-Switch was used to get that grass on there as well.
Yes.
This could be Chad's only opportunity to try to get something rolling, because if you're able to get, if Nick whiffs an attack this turn, Chad actually could very much bounce back from this, because you can take out the Regidrago. At that point, I believe at least three energy switches would be in the discard pile, and I'm not sure if that means there is a way
That's going to be a really slow Regidrago.
There's the fourth. Boom, there we go. And there is the fourth E-Switch. So, with that, he has already played a supporter, so it looks like it would be a Chien-Pao getting swung into. But that being said, Chien-Pao doesn't get KO'd from Phantom Dive or Phantom Darts, which is 200 to the active, and then you place 6 damage counters on any way you like onto the bench. So Chien-Pao lives with 20 HP, and then 1 Frigibax does go down. So that puts Nick down to 3 prizes. And Chad gets a chance to return. The bad thing, though, with that is it does still leave Chad open to getting the Baxcalibur getting bossed up and then Chien-Pao getting sprinkled with that Phantom Dive.
So Chad does find the Baxcalibur to put it onto his bench, and now he's going to start trying to make some sort of offense on his own side.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we see the Shivery Chill for 2. All right.
Currently at 180 damage. So far on the board, I do believe he had another energy in hand, but he might be wanting to use that to draw a couple cards with the Radiant Greninja.
Maybe find a B-Barrel to get that online, but right now, let's see, look, he's checking his opponent's discard pile.
He's now starting to see that
exactly what we're saying.
All the E-Switches are
all 4 E-Switches are down, along with that V-Star power, and the Prime Catcher. He realizes if he takes out this Draco V-Star in the active spot, there's no more energy coming down. That means Nick should be very likely missing an attack actually for potentially a couple turns, because there's no way to activate other ones. So let's see if he's able to chain something together. All right, retreating into it. Oh, that's so, because right now Chien-Pao does like having a lot of his energy in the discard pile, to be honest, because then it's just able to get superiored, and so he is Shivery Chilling to get all that energy.
Yep.
Let's see. So there's 1 left. That means all energy should be out of the deck at this point, which is pretty good. But remember, like we were talking about earlier, I remember seeing a lot of blue in his prize cards.
Yeah, if he had like 2 or 3 energy in his prizes, he might have to take a couple swings to get this Regidrago down.
Yeah, and at that point, that is very much just game over, because the Nick's just 1 attack away from. Because at that point, with it being damage counters, you can absolutely take out the Bidoof as well if that's not made into a B-Barrel.
Yep.
So let's see if he is able to. All right, getting the Irida. He's probably pulling the Superior at this point. So I think he should be able to get this knockout of. All right, there we go. Yep, looks like the Chien-Pao telepathy. That being said, I do play a bit of Chien-Pao myself, so
I'm also a Chien-Pao enjoyer.
for sure. And today's games like this is like the one or two arguments you could see for Manaphy being played in Chien-Pao, but to be honest, Chien-Pao doesn't really have the bench space for it, and Manaphy liability into a couple other ones. So the real Chien-Pao heads, no Manaphy.
Yeah.
But there are days like this that you absolutely wish you could.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta gamble. Maybe they won't have damage to the bench today.
It's true. Alright, so we've got Superior Injury Retrieval coming down.
Yep.
So that looks like only 3 is able to get pulled.
So I think he only has maybe 4 or 5 energy available to him.
Which is what he would need. He would need 5 hitting for 300 to get over that 280 HP, which I think is exactly what he has. So
he probably has, I think, 3 energy in his.
I think it was 3, yeah. Because looking at his list here, 8 and 1, which is the typical split. So,
Yep.
very fortunate that he was able to get all these out. But this is actually huge right now. Board wiping Regidrago of all of its energy with all of the energy switches in the discard pile is actually it's gonna be very, very difficult for Nick to actually be able to respond to this. Chien-Pao is actually in a pretty commanding position just to do what Chien-Pao likes to do, which is 2, 4, 6.
It's honestly crazy how fast the power dynamic between the two players shifted with just like one turn cycle.
No, absolutely, and it looks like Nick promoting the Squawk. He might actually be going from Motivate, which is not actually the worst idea, which would allow him to accelerate energy to the bench. So that is one way to do it. But with Chad not having played his Prime Catcher right now, Chad's just with it being the lone Frigid or Drago, goodness, excuse me. I mean, that's bait right there. I mean, that's good eating for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick did go pretty aggressive early on, and that is the trade-off. You went super explosive very early, but you did. This could be a case of overextending yourself, where you would exhaust all your crucial resources to be able to chain attacks back and forth.
Yeah, it definitely felt very. It was almost, I would say, almost premature to have fired off the Squawkabilly on the first turn to get rid of that one E-search, and then use the second one on the following turn.
No, yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, and that's one of that's why a lot of people could say like Squawkabilly being a double-edged sword of you really want to start getting through your deck that fast, but it's hard to see in the future. No one's here, the future teller, seeing what you really need. Now this actually could be quite impactful as Chien-Pao getting Iono down to 4 cards. No B-Barrel in play yet. There is not a whole lot of draw, but. And with him not being taken a KO, that Pheasant Skibbity is not going. My apologies, Pheasantipity. I said it was going to slip once. I apologize. Pheasantipity is not going to be able to use his flip the script unless something crazy happens. If he's able to, well, he did just Iono, so he's not going to boss up that Chien-Pao. That would have been crazy if we saw Chien-Pao get bossed up and then motivated for a knockout. Would have been a bit wild. I believe Motivate does 20. That does 10 or
it does 20 damage. Yes,
that would have been wild.
That would be one of the few times I've ever seen a Squawkabilly take a KO.
There we go. And so it was just a swing into the Chien-Pao. But the crazy thing is, if this Draco is not dealt with now, and actually something even more dangerous. This is wild.
The Dragapult EX attack can actually take the KOs on the Chien-Paos.
But the other thing is, if he Prime Catchers that Chien-Pao into the active spot, and does, take the KO on it. I believe, Nick is at 3 prizes right now, so I believe Nick's at 3 prizes.
Yes, he's at 3 prizes.
The Motivate could then return and just swing, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. He does have Prime Catcher in hand right now, so
that's true.
Think, and an Irida. All right, so right now Chad should just absolutely be saying, bring me the dragon, and I think that should be, because there's not even another Regidrago on the bench to start getting powered up. It's crazy. Like we were talking about, like how it was looking pretty grim, but the one turn of you got to be able to string attackers, and that's actually something that Regidrago can struggle with. As like I was talking before, that one with having Ogrepon EX being brought out as it's kind of what changed the deck. And before it was a meme deck because it was very hard to string attacks back to forth with it having a 3 energy cost, and 2 of those energies are 2 different types. And so there is some acceleration for that, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's very very thin for like what you had access to.
And here we go. Here is Drago being brought up to the active. B-Barrel is hitting the board. Oh, look at this. This is gaming right here. And so I believe he has. I don't think he's irrited yet. He shouldn't have irrited yet.
I don't think so, no.
So it's at least a rare candy. There's the Iron Bundle, another Chien-Pao. And yeah, so I believe that 4th card in his hand is an Irida. Or it could be Silent. Yeah, it's Irida. Okay, here we go. So with this should allow him to take off Nick's only offense right now. Alright, threatening offense. I mean, there is a world where Nick is able to boss up the critically hurt Chien-Pao and swing with Motivate, but that being said,
That shouldn't be Nick's first plan.
No,
plan of
not
attack.
at all. No, not at all. But that leaves Nick with 1 prize card left, and then Chad's turn, and then Chad goes, "Oh, cool, thanks," and finishes this game off right now. So, looks like we're gonna get
Shotgun the bird.
That's duck hunt type style. All right, so we got. There we go. Lining up the energy in the discard pile for a superior right here. Boom. Probably ditching the
Probably the Baxcalibur.
yeah, Baxcalibur and the candy probably at this point. I mean, there's no. Can't think of anything other. Well, hold up. The other thing that Nick could have that could be quite troublesome for Chad that I have his list right here. I should be able to see. Is Radiant Charizard, but I'm not seeing Radiant Charizard in here as a threat.
A lot of one-ons in Nick's deck, which is, a given that it's a Regidrago deck and you want all the different
I
one-offs.
think a couple of these, the one-ups, is because they're different arts, and so since we're at a challenge, they have to list them in separate.
Oh my
arts,
god,
but,
yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like that was just a KO into the Drago. Mew EX promoted, but I'm not really sure what Nick could chain together at this point. With everything being exhausted at this point.
Yeah, he's probably going to be looking through his deck, see that there's not too much more he can do, and
what he can do to buy a turn with a given board state is he can retreat this Mew back into the Hawlucha, which is a single prizer. Chad's used his Prime Catcher and has a full board, so he wouldn't be able to gust it away with Hyper Blower. So that could buy Nick 1 turn, and like we were saying, 1 turn is really what's showing that all that could be. But Nick, I think, would need to get something going here, and I'm not sure if there's any gas left in the tank for Regidrago right now.
Yep, so it's a couple teal dances to draw a couple cards, but Nick is still deep in the tank.
So it looks like charging, putting 1 on, putting a manual attach for turn. Temple of Sinnoh, I think he's just thinning the hand down. Chien-Pao doesn't play. Very rarely ever plays special energy. There was a short time Chien-Pao was testing Jet Energy because it helped with the stall matchup. A little spice of my own. It was actually kind of fun. You
cannot say stall and fun in the same sentence.
No. I was a Chien-Pao player, and it was a tech for stall. You could loop the Kyogre from Zenith.
Okay.
It wasn't great because that matchup is still very rough for Chien-Pao. All right, so it looks like Nick's still just going through the motions right now. And we will see if Nick's able to have something. Because right now it does seem pretty challenging.
Alright. Yeah, no, that's my...
It's funny.
That's my buddy that I told him, hey, come into the stream, and then he comes into you saying Pheasant Skibidi, and...
No, hey, well, I'm just happy. I'm happy to have anyone here, even to see my Stall is fun. I highly disagree, especially if you're the opponent of Stall. But that's a whole nother thing. So let's see, Nick's, I think, just really trying to see if there's anything out. I'm looking through the list and not really seeing anything jumping out that is. All right, so let's see. Oh, the other thing you can do is try to go for a stall version of yourself in this case of bossing up the B barrel, who's kind of thick. But looks like it's going to be a Oh, he just swung with motivate, and
I mean, 20 damage return onto the barrel.
yeah,
Could be the win condition.
As crazy as it can be, because I guess you could accelerate the energy to. It looks like he's putting on the ogre pawn.
But
It's like, do you want to genome hacking it? But that's a coin flip.
But Chad does have 2 energy in hand already to be able to just retreat
the hard retreat
doof.
off, yeah.
And then if he's able to find another
Superior, that's just GG.
oh yeah, oh wait, no, that's his discard.
There we go. So with playing Cypher Maniac's code breaking, he's able to put 2 cards to the top of his deck, and having access to what's it called? Concealed cards. That's the ability. Should be able to get that energy, and I think this is probably going to be GG right here.
Yep.
What a match! I mean, to see I was genuinely worried at the beginning of not having any.
Yeah.
But actually, it was very smart that he didn't go fully wide with it. Well, one, he couldn't because with it being prized, but he was able to bounce back, and that's what shows games like these that you play to your outs, and your outs was if you gotta hope your opponent whiffs an attack once, or whiffs a big attack. Motivate is an attack, which was helping him kind of stabilize, but he was able to have the resources to be able to counterattack it.
Yeah, the number of times where we were just flip-flopping back and forth between, oh my god, Chad is going to be dead next turn. Oh no, wait, no, Nick is going to be dead next turn. No, wait, no, Chad's back on the ropes.
Hey.
And then, now Nick is definitely going down here.
Yep. What a wild game that we were seeing. And as someone who's been playing Chin Pao, this deck is actually this matchup's actually pretty tough. So seeing it navigated the way it was is actually pretty well. All right, so it looks like the hard attach return, and then super cold,
The chop.
the retreat into the cat. Did you see that the advent calendar this year actually has a special stamped Jin Pao as well?
Oh yeah, I saw
It's
that.
actually pretty cool. That's
A little
excited.
snowflake on the
And
side of it.
a little bit of a spoiler alert for a pre-release promo from Surging Sparks has a single prize Tien Pao as one of the 4 pre-release.
You'd love to see
promos.
it.
So happy for it. And with that, attach 3, 180, bonk, GG. And with that, Chad goes to 1-0, and Nick goes to 0-1. Wow, that was a wild matchup.
Yeah, it was
Back and
really
forth.
fun to watch, and honestly, the way Chad was able to navigate through this matchup, it was honestly kudos to him.
Yeah, for sure. And kudos to Nick for doing it. I mean, Nick applied so much pressure at the very beginning. Again, going back to talking about how much pressure is applied by taking out one of your opponent's B-Doof and the Frigibacks, which Chin Pao needs Baxcalibur online to function. And I see what Nick's play was definitely worth it, because you're going to put your opponent to have to do so much to be able to respond, and at the risk of you're also going to have to do a lot to respond. So we will be back here shortly with round 2 of our challenge, and thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll stick around and we'll see you soon. Let's button up here. All right, chat. We got a heater for you guys. We got a Chien Pao mirror that I'm gonna correct real quick.
So these players are running. It looks like, if just at a glance, it looks like we're looking at like a 58 card like similarities. I know Val's list by the back of my hand because it's actually my list, and as he and I actually test together, and so it looks pretty close. It looks like the difference between them is Chad only has 3 Super Rod instead of 4, and no, I'm sorry, 3 Rare Candy instead of 4. He has 3 Super Rod and no Stretcher. Those are what's jumping out, and he does have Silene in here. So yeah, and no Night Stretcher. So looks like Pokemon count is actually kind of close. Val and I are on 2 Chien Pao, 1 Pheasantipity. So I believe it's like a 57 card similarities here. This could be very quick, or it could be very interesting, as there are several times that this match does just depend on who flips heads, and it's actually just whoever can Greninja first.
He who Greninja's first wins.
Wins thine game, absolutely. So, but then this matchup actually can be you can do some funny stuff and be kind of strategic with it as well.
Wow, that's way too big.
Alright, looks like they are getting started.
And they started the round, and please enjoy this here.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. So that is actually, the plush that you're seeing on screen is their plush that they actually have right off camera. You can see a little bit on the near Val's prize cards. So it looks like Chad won the flip and is going first. That being said, this is actually, seeing big ol' Iron Hands in the active is probably the worst starting Pokemon for Chien Pao, as 4 retreat cost.
Might as well just say you cannot retreat this card.
Exactly. It's that is the you live here now. One thing I was actually wanting to mention in this previous matchup, but could come into play here, is with the Pheasantipity we were talking about. Like, a lot of decks like to splash into it. The interesting thing that Pheasantipity has in Chien Pao, its attack is 3 colorless. So Chien Pao can actually utilize an attack with Pheasantipity in a pinch if it needs to. Now, that's just a pass from Chad. They're 2 Frigibacks down and nothing else. It looks like it didn't have a whole lot. Val doing a little bit of prize checking here. Looks like it's a Nest Ball. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so Val doesn't have to... Chad doesn't have to worry about his bench getting sniped on the first swing of the game, but it's definitely something that could come up later on if he's able to find his Radiant Greninjas, and we'll see where that goes.
No, absolutely. And right now, if you're Val, you still try to go wide here. You absolutely get down all 3 Frigibacks down, if at all possible. Val is running the split, the 260 to 170, which we have in there to help with Regidrago. And so if I've coached Val through this a good bit, and he's probably going to be watching this VOD review. You definitely are going to want to try to go wide as much as possible. Getting that Irida is huge. Definitely want to go for a Buddy Puff in here and try to get the other backs down, or the Friggy down, if it's possible. It might be prized. I see 2 right there. Those are the 260 ones for sure. He's got those 2. Boom. Now let's see what water type Pokemon he picks. If he has an energy in hand, you could absolutely go ahead and just, retreat off of this Pheasantipity, as it is only a 1 retreat cost, which is pretty nice. So let's see.
Better than the Iron Hands.
Look at this. I am so proud of him. He's taking training well of this. Could create an awkward board state, but you absolutely have to go wide with these Frigibacks because Chad, with his board state, is still just 1. It's very reasonable for him to have a Sprite Catcher, get Frog or Greninja down, backs, boom, everything, and take it. If you only put down 2 Frigibacks, those 2 Frigibacks, they're going down, so you have to go wide on here. So
yep, and then setting up a Frigiback's subsequent turns is probably going to be very next to impossible to do if you're able to chain superior energy retrievals and the likes.
No, absolutely, and this is very much is the matchup where you have to go 2-4-6. You might sometimes have to be kind of creative with how you go 2-4-6.
This looks like Excalibur is going to be coming down right now.
Very possible. Well, with having, haven't seen exactly what's in Chad's hand right now. He do be having a 4 retreat cost Pokemon in the active, and Pheasantipity, even though it was not.
I think I saw he had electric energy in his hand too, so that
he could. But the only thing about it is Pheasantipity's not weak to lightning. It's weak to fighting. It's because it's a fairy poison type. It's weird. Yes, it's a bird. Does not fly.
all right, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, someone's playing Yahtzee in the background. That many damage counters. My bad. Sorry, guys. So it looks like he's finding Rare Candy and Greninja, which means he likely already has a Baxcalibur in his hand. I didn't see if there's any. Let's see if there's any pink when he fans out his hand. Not seeing any pink. Which could be, as my dog would say, this could be kind of rough right now.
Bark.
All right, so he's got a Chin Pout and Canceling Cologne found. Let's see if he's able to change something. There comes down the Baxcalibur. Right now, everything's still looking pretty solid for Val. Now, the thing Val needs to do to be able to keep the pace going, you probably want to try to get 2 Baxcalibur fully into play and operational, if at all possible, right now. And I'm being stared down. What? Oh, it's good. That was funny.
It was good.
That was so good. That was S tier. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to be thrown out for making the rough joke. My bad. All right. So look at this. So he is going down. He's gonna check his prizes, easy prize checking right there. That does look like an Irida. We do play Rainbow Irida because we're losers like that, and it's actually easy for prize checking. To be honest, so all of our supporters are Rainbow, except for Cypher Maniacs, there are no Rainbow. So it helps with prize checking. So I believe that was at least.
So now does have his Chien-Pao on the bench, and he's probably gonna have a easy time to get it back up to the active spot compared to what Chad has to work with.
100%. You're absolutely correct on here. And let's see what he's able to do. He would need a superior energy retrieval. Looks like he's thinking about it. All right, yeah. Ditching the hands is fine here with this, because you're going to have your prizing lined up 2-4-6. And we play Rescue Stretcher, which allows, he's pulling it just for 1 right now, which he needs to retreat off of it. Understandable.
Not a fan, but
should be fine in the long run. You really only need 3. You're only going to need 3 superior engineers. You got to be smart about it. We do run Silene though, so in a pinch,
gamble for the 4th one.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, Silene is the card that I've thought about. I've cut a couple times and put it back because it does get you out of pinches. In certain matchups, sometimes you need to Canceling Cologne twice for the crazy people running 2 Cornerstone over Ponds.
Yes.
But other times you need to get a 5th superior energy retrieval. Essentially, a 2nd Prime Catcher is always pretty great.
Yeah, especially when when you run into the single prize decks that Chien-Pao does struggle into a lot, where it's you just need to expend so much energy to take knockouts. Oh.
It looks like that was just a pass on from Val. Looks like he was missing just a few things. So he was able to search out with Shivery Chill. Not putting damage onto the hands is interesting. As applying the pressure with hands and allows for, in a pinch, you can always swing with a Baxcalibur for the KO. You wouldn't be able to snipe it because it would be 10 damage short with the Pheasantipity, with being 100 damage snipe. But let's see. So he's Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. So he's just search the deck for 2 cards, put them to the top. There is no Stadium in play.
We grab the electric energy.
Oh, yeah. So the thing with Chien-Pao, you absolutely want to get the energy. You kind of like it in the discard pile pretty quickly, and especially the electric, because that's where you want it for the most part. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Oh yeah, so
he hasn't put it into his hand yet, but he will now with the Raining Greninja.
Boom, there we go.
Concealed cards.
Boom. All right, and so seeing what he's got going out through here. I mean, with having the hand still inactive, I still don't think he has a way of just a manual attach. He can swing for 120 with Ampy very much, but I mean, that's not great in this scenario. But he has no draw and no supporters. That might be his only
So
option.
he's Earthen Vesseling and throwing away a Canceling Clone. Not very useful in this matchup, but able to find the 2 water energy that he'll be needing to try to power up this Iron Hands.
Do you know what we mentioned earlier that now that it brings up the 120 damage from the Ampy very much does set up for a case where that Chin Pao can be sniped by a Pheasantipity for the 100 damage.
Oh yeah.
Because no real Chin Pao is playing Manaphy, and I can promise you that neither of these lists are. So that could have that play open up in the option.
Very Giga Chad players.
Would be that. Well, his name is Chad. I'm not sure if he's Giga. He is tall, so you could look at it that way.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so Chin Pao does hit the bench. It looks like this could just be an amp you very much for 120, or this could just be the hard retreat. I'm not sure exactly what else is in his hand. No, this looks like it's this the hard retreat.
He does have he has a superior energy retrieval in hand actually.
Oh, okay.
So if he goes Shivery Chill to get a couple energy,
I'm just not sure what other. Okay, yeah.
he's gonna be able to get a KO on this Chin Pao.
That's fair. The other thing that he could have done is retreated into. Well, you needed to Shivery Chill to get the energy.
Yeah.
His only. So let's see, 4. Okay, so there is 4. Now, he is going to get a KO on this Chin Pao and start the prize race, but he's going down to a 0 card. He's going to go down to a 2-card hand, which both cards are going to be prizes taken from.
Oh, that was Prime Catcher.
His Prime Catcher? Was that one of his?
That was
oh, wow, so it was prized. Okay, wow. Dang. Alright, so see, Val started promoting the Pheasantipity. Flip the Script will be online for this turn because there was a knockout taken. So it is still going to be who can chain 2, 4, 6. And right now, Val's going to have to get something going. He does. I would like to see a Frigibax evolved into a Max Caliber to prevent the option of a Greninja taking 2 prizes right now.
That would be disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, but that is what Chin Pao wants to do, 2, 4, 6, and it has so many different ways of 2, 4, 6. You either swing with your big Chin Pao into your opponent's 2 prizer. You either amp you very much your opponent's single prizer for 2, and then, or you can Greninja 2 little things for 6.
Very easy math.
Exactly. Yeah, counting by 2s. That's what we learned a long time ago. I forgot what grade it was. Goodness. Oh man, time flies. So he's finding an Irida for the water Pokemon. So he's playing Irida, finds Chin Pao. Let's see what item he searches out. Superior Energy Retrieval is going to be his item selected here. So he has already. There are no Bidoofs in play right now, which does come in with that what we were talking about of having to go wide does create an awkward board state for Chin Pao. So he's going to be able to go ahead and Shivery Chill for 2, which is good. This is where you really do wish that you could have your B barrels in play, because you need that little bit more draw, let's be honest.
Yeah, both players are kind of missing the B barrels right now.
Yeah, doofs. They're no one's doofing right now. They're just skibbitying. They're pheasantippitying, flipping the script. Pheasant skibbity.
Pheasant skibbity and the there's probably one there too, right? With the skibbity and the Bidoofin.
Something like that. The lead speak.
no.
All I saw, I'll have to show you later. I saw a brain rot post of an illustration Pheasantipity in the toilet, and it was Pheasant Skibbity toilet.
I can't. No.
So it looks like it was just going to be a Hail Blade into the active Chin Pao for 2. He does have Prime Catcher, so right now Chad can go into. He has a couple options right here. I'm not sure what the second card in his hand is. Going into this kind of, well, did I see a? It's an Ultra Ball. If that is a superior, that is an expensive superior energy retrieval. So you're gonna have to ditch your Prime Catcher. And I don't. Is Chad playing? Chad is playing Silene, but I mean, he's doing Ultra Ball. It's Ultra Ball Super Rod.
That's probably like the two cards I would not want to ever discard, but like in this spot, what else does he
And
have?
Chad is playing 3 Super Rod, which is good in this case, as he's not completely out of it. Val is only playing 2, but we are playing 1 extra. But these 3 cards right here are huge. Having to get rid of that, having to get rid of your prime catcher just for an Ultra Ball, that's pretty rough right here.
The roughness.
Yes, the rock rough.
Rock.
Haha. So it looks like he's got a Pokestop and then something in his hand, a Nest Ball. You could go for the Iron Bundle here and try to gust out, but I don't know. Right now,
There's nothing too favorable on the bench either to really like bring up either.
No, the only thing that does make it one little bit more it does make it a little annoying, is he definitely wants, if it's fine with keeping that Chin Pal in the active, that's 1 extra energy and not being able to search it out. It's pretty big. But let's see what was, it looks like another Frigipax is coming down. No, my bad, that Frigipax was there, I'm sorry. What was, yes, nothing was found. So this is going to be a Pokestop for 3. This is the spend to win. Yep, that checks. Hitting Irida with Pokestop. Yep, been there
so
before.
superior energy and a Buddy Poffin to the hand.
And that's going to be a hands to your opponent because you're passing your turn. So there's nothing you can do with that hand. Val's should be mindful. I'm not sure exactly how many energy he still has left. That's good. He is smartly counting stuff. This gives Val the chance to continue the 2-4-6, because now, we were talking last match, in matches like these, you really have to hope your opponent misses an attack return, and Chad just missed an attack. And so Val's got to capitalize on this as much as possible. He looks like he's got what he needs to be able to do a decent amount with it. He's got the energy. He's got Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball, you definitely want to get another Baxcalibur into play this turn. Ditching the rare candy is a bold move, and I hope he has another one, because right now Chad could just, it would be a little awkward for his routing, but that would leave Greninja in the active, but take out your 2 Frigibax.
Yeah, Val needs to get a Baxcalibur going.
A second Baxcalibur going for sure.
Yeah.
And I would evolve the thick one for sure. So that's the one downside is about the 70 HP Frigibax is, yes, it does survive the sprinkle damage from Dragapult. It has 2 retreat costs, so that thing's fat. There we go, boom, perfect. So that two retreat cost, it hurts sometimes. Not gonna lie. All right, so it looks like we're concealing some cards here. All
Didn't
right.
quite see what they were.
Yeah. Val in his double sleeve deck is hard to see. Okay, do we hit an Irida? Oh my goodness.
Not the one.
No Irida's hit. That's
Nothing-
a first.
Nothing to see there.
Let's see. We've got another Ultra Ball in hand.
I think I saw a Silene.
Do we have a Silene here? I don't know if there's any way for him to draw the cards from it, though.
Correct. He spent all of his draw resources this turn already.
All right, let's see what he's able to do. He
has an Ultra Ball.
Looks like he's only has 2 water energy in hand. And it looks like that's just going to be a pass. Okay, this really opens it back up to Chad. Who has Chad taken any knockouts? I don't think he has. No, he has not.
Not yet.
So it puts the ball back in Chad's court. Chad does still have, he has superior energy retrieval and 2 other cards in his hand. You need it. I know he's already done it once. Let's see, Pokestop. Look at that. If I had $1 I played story time. I played in the challenge once. There was a cup, and if I could count on one hand for every time that I spun Pokestop and it did not hit at least one Irida. Irida loves to be hit by Pokestop.
Yeah, she likes spin the Pokestop.
Huge Pokemon Go fan, Irida is. Always find her at the Pokestop. So it looks like superior energy retrieval coming down, ditching 2 Buddy Poffins. Can maybe get something going. Val didn't take a knockout, so Flip the Script's not online. You can get a couple cards off of Greninja. That's actually what's so interesting about this, because your board state has to be so different than traditionally how you want your board state as Chin Pal. like right now, you definitely, if at all possible, you want 2 B barrel on your board, and you cannot do that in the Chin Pao mirror just because there's just not enough space.
Yeah.
So you have to play Chin Pao actually considerably different in the mirror match than you do other times, which is kind of funny when you think about it.
Completely different deck.
Yep, and there we go. So that was a Iron Bundle and Hyper Blower promoting the Lil Friggy, which is kind of bold, but he did argue, your opponent did just show what he did pull with Superior Retrieval, and you saw that he didn't pull any of the lightning, so you know that this Frigibax is not going to get amped unless he plays additional. But he's gonna, if he plays an additional. So right now, it looks like he's Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking.
Does Chad's list have 2 lightning damage?
No, you only have 1. It
only has one?
Yeah, 8 and 1. Both decks are playing the 8-1 split. You want to see. If I'm Chad, right now I'm just setting up something for next turn. I'm not sure really what is your like get out of jail card in this point, but it looks like something, probably an Irida if I had to take a guess, and then some item that could be hit with Pokestop as well. This is such a good example of showing just how crucial being able to successfully change stuff is, which changes the momentum for either player.
All right, Chad throws it back.
All right, and the ball's back in Val's court. Val's does have this little Friggy in play. That is the attach for turn. Val doesn't have any way of getting the hands into play, so that's not bad at all. Let's see if Val counts his energy in his discard pile to see before he shivery chills here. But make sure there's still some in here. You should know. I don't think there is any energy left in the deck.
No.
There's no energy left in the deck. I'm not sure if there's a Super Rod in there, in his hand. But it could be crucial to see because he was missing a few energy the last turn. So we should have 2 water in his hand.
Yeah.
Looks like that is the Super Rod right there.
That was a bit.
That's a bit. I'll talk to him about afterwards for sure. Yeah, because having it looks like he's going to be able to make something happen with it. But you have the Super Rod in your deck, in your hand, and you have everything access to it. So, God, that's why it's so crucial. As for Chin Pao, its energy count is very much one of its resource management things you have to keep an eye on.
I mean, that's like just Pokemon in general. It's just always just like a sequencing kind of game where it's like you have to like optimize the way in what order you play your cards to be able to maximize the damage output and efficiency of your deck.
No, absolutely, and this is a perfect example of that. Is where you have the Super Rod in your hand, you can check your discard pile. You know how many you've played. Silene being hit, which is not the greatest, but not the end of the world. Right now, you're still doing fine. You've got the energy to take this knockout. Chad still has not taken a prize card, but you need to not get ahead of yourself. You want to play smart.
He's Super Rodding back in a few energy.
Yep, absolutely. He's putting back the hands and the first Chin Pao.
Okay.
So that is both Chin Pao accounted for, which is very important. Did Chad take? Chad has taken.
He has taken
swing.
2 prizes.
Yes, I'm sorry. So,
White's card sleeves on a white play mat.
Yeah, and then a little bit of the light reflecting too. But no, that makes sense. Yeah, so Val getting back the hands, the Chin Pal, and then probably an energy is really good at this point because Val's going to go down to 2 prize cards. I don't believe he's played his Prime Catcher yet, and that means that opens up. You know your opponent is going to swing with something, that most likely a 2-prizer, or tries to, because right now he removed the option of having that second Frigibax being Greninja. But right now, any knockout is going to open Val's board up for either another Chin Pal, the hands, whatever he really needs to be able to close this game out here. So it looks like Chad thinking it over. Pokestop being spun. Oh my goodness, no Irida hit. That's a first.
We love to see it.
We love to see it. Right now, though, I don't know if Chad has a way of... We know 2... Alright, so we're going to flip the script. That's a Bidoof. That's a Baxcalibur, I think. Both Doofs and I think that's a Baxcalibur. Yeah, so 2 Bidoofs and a Baxcalibur hit by found with the flip the script. I think that's Chad Silene at the back of his hand, if I'm not mistaken. His hands is down. I know 2, I think at least 1 Chin Pal is definitely down. Let's see. Got a pretty sizable hand, but Chien-Pao does not play any hand disruption. I believe that is a Silene. I could be wrong. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be a Moonlight Shuriken. Definitely can get one prize down on the little Frigi, and then
probably set up for at least like another weaker 2-prize Pokemon on the bench.
yeah, that's fair. The only thing that I would be hesitant actually of Chad of doing this is that does just open up. It frees up space on his board, and you just saw your opponent rod back in their Iron Hands, and that creates the space for the Iron Hands. And I don't think Val's played his Prime Catcher yet, and so that means your Frigibax becomes a 2-prize, or he was able to get in the Iron Hands and then amp very much the Frog as
Or
well.
hell, even like the Radiant Greninja is just a sitting 2-prize.
Exactly,
For
and
the,
to be honest, this
Iron Hands.
actually is a time that you, because right now, if you don't swing or take out the Frigi, your opponent has to gust up the only way your opponent would be able to take 2 prizes that turn with that current board state would be to gust up the Pheasantipede and then take 2 prizes on it. But now he's got the hands coming down with Nest Ball. Val's playing pretty quick right here. Looks like he should. I'm not seeing any pink there, so I believe it's probably in his hand.
Yep.
You just make sure you have the energy to retreat and attack. Or if it's Prime Catcher, let's see what he's doing. Flip the Script is online, as there was a knockout taken. So, like he's checking his. That's his hand at this point. Yeah, goodness gracious, that's right. The hand is huge.
Discarding a
B-Barrel
line
Yep.
with his Ultra Ball, and it's just a quick shuffle and throw the cards back.
Yep. Deck's getting really small, but there's some crucial cards that need to be found there. Let's see if he is going to flip the script. 1 Super Rod Prime. There's the Prime Catcher right there, and I think with that,
All right, now he's just doing tricks.
actually the best thing you would want to do in this case is, if you're going to go to your Prime Catcher route, is to Prime Catcher up the Pheasantipede. He needs he does need a Superior Energy Retrieval.
Yep.
Actually want to be able to, you want to Prime Catcher up the Pheasantipede and then retreat off of something small. Looks like he's going to be going for an Ampy Very Much route. Does he have, oh, never mind, he's just Prime Catcher up the Frigibax, and with that, there we go. I'm silly on that. Good job, Val. Well done. And that's how the Chien-Pao Mirror goes sometimes. So congratulations to Val going 2-0 here at the challenge and the Chien-Pao Mirror. Anything you wanted to talk about as we wrap our thoughts up on that match?
Honestly, like, I think like the mirror matches like this is both like, just it depends on like what cards you see, and
for
also
sure.
at the same time, it's like if you know how to navigate the matchup better than your opponent, then that's where you need to like really show like your opponent that
No, absolutely.
you know
And
what you're doing.
I think Chien-Pao is actually one of the examples that the mirror match is played so differently than you're playing against other games. And I think there's a few decks that happens, but not many like Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao is played very, very differently in that. But yeah, so I think that's going to end us for round 2. We'll be back with round 3 here momentarily.
All right, see you guys soon.
Ooh. Well, this is so we're doing an impromptu caster battle while we had something to handle at the challenge itself. So y'all aren't just in the dark for 20 minutes. Tap. We are doing a quick caster battle playing TLC. So where we are at is one mulligan so far, and yeah. All right, I will take my one mulligan. Oh, good. I can. Oh, excellent. All right, best of luck to you.
Shoot.
Dog.
Dog versus my rat.
Dang, if I had a tool that boosted damage, that would be wild, dog. Oh, there's no retreat cost.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
So we got dark versus steel. Oh boy.
All right, we're going to throw away.
You just Ultra Ball, okay? He's gaming.
I'll give you
Toxic Rogue and over.
Not gonna lie, this has been a while since I've done it. So.
Same. The only thing I changed in here, I was telling you before earlier for chat, I upgraded the art in one of these because the price of it went down considerably. So gold escape rope from Burning Shadows was like an $80 card, and now it went down. I found it for like 23 like in the shop, but I was very happy. I like pretty cards in this deck, so
Who doesn't like pretty cards?
they hit hard. Everyone does. This is my baby. This deck's like my baby, so I try to bling it out for the most part.
Alright, we're just gonna gamble on this. We're gonna hyper toxic laser
Oh
here.
my gosh. So I'm now poisoned. So you're going to dig out my poison mark?
Rolls have
See, that's funny. I should not be getting poisoned as a steel type, but that's.
and you're also
I'm poisoned and asleep. That's mean. Okay. Wow. And then I take 10 for the poison.
Yep.
You have nothing to boost it. Wow. Then I flip to see if I'm awake for a Pokemon checkup. Nope, I am taking a nap. I will drop the nap. Well, that's annoying. Great. Man, that really throws a wrench into my plans. Man. My hand is bad. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go Ultra Ball, discarding a energy and
they're the holds.
no.
That's my brother's right on deck.
Oh man. You that oh. Goodness gracious. Prize checking. I have a so as a heads up, I have a card that has Nirvana in here. It comes up to it, I'll tell you what the card does. Because the text that it shows on here is very different than what it's paragraphed in. It's Max Revive. Max Revive does not do what it does anymore. What it says.
But because the card probably looks prettier.
It does, yeah. It's the old gym. One from Max Revive is put a Pokemon from your discard pile on top of your deck. Is what the Arrival does. The old one talks something about like discarding energy or something. Brings that down. Alright, so I'm gonna find a Jirachi with Ultra Ball. I could have swung with it.
Yeah, it would have really killed my
That would have been funny.
Well, for you, yes. I think I'm like, why'd you do that to my rat?
Oh, poop, it's a rat. That's open for you. And then Jirachi's here. I will go ahead and attach. I'm gonna play Full Metal Lab. Attach a float stone. Pass it on to you. I will take my 10 from poison. I'm gonna see if I'm still taking a nap. I am still sleeping. Oh my lord.
EP boy.
Evo soda. Uh-oh. No. You don't have what I think you have, and I do you. The rat about to get bigger. It is bigger. Thankfully, I don't have the energy. What did I do? Search your deck for pizza. Search your deck for a card. Not bad. Not bad. No. This man's setting up.
How dare I?
I know, right?
Heavy ball.
It's like Zorua. The thing that's crazy, he goes from having a 0 retreat cost to 3. That man's. Oh no.
This is killing.
No. For now.
He's being totally normal.
For now. Man. I'll tap.
Attach.
Alright. While he's searching, I will check up. Take 10 poison. Oh, wake me up. Save me. Alright. I wake up.
Woken up.
I withdraw for turn. Oh boy. Alright, well, I have float stone, so I'm gonna retreat. No poison. Alright, Jirachi. I'm gonna do Jirachi things. Stellar Wish puts me to sleep. I search the top 5 cards of my deck and I reveal a trainer card of my deck. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Oh, well, that's annoying. Wow.
Oh, dollar cards in hand.
Goodness, what do I take from this? That's bad. Take Ryan?
Any of the
Goodness. I don't think there's anything else I can do, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on back to you, and I'll tap yours. Yeah, I'm almost positive there's nothing I can do. Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
I will. When you're ready.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about it.
It's damage on your opponent's active till it's 10. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, Man. I could have done something. Oh, let's see if Jirachi wakes up.
Oh yeah.
Nope, nope. Sleepy boy.
I forgot what the retreat cost is for like that.
The 1 is 1, so is that go back there from Featherball? You had to what card did you find with it?
I did not find a card. This is my hand. It's also just a mark.
Oh, okay. Are you Marnie?
Yeah.
So do you fail?
I failed. Yeah.
Alright, draw 5, draw 4. So I realized I could have attacked. I had goggles on my and goggles prevents all damage counters from being placed on me.
Anyways, if this
No,
there.
no. Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing.
No, not. It's fine.
First, shoot the whoop. And then I'm gonna super fang.
All right, so I go to. I have 60. All right. Does Jirachi wake up? Spoiler alert, probably not. Yep, told you. Lazy boy. All right, raw.
That means the next one.
Oh, we're cooking. I'm gonna attach a skateboard from hand. I'm going to bench Bronzor. I'm gonna attach for turn.
Because I did have to wait again anyway.
a shield energy to satiate. I'm going to use Stellar Wish.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. And I wish I had something that used to. How many cards in here?
I have 3.
Probably not.
Anyway, sure, either good. Please.
I will mount. I am going to first Artisan. Yeah. Alright.
I saw
Where is he? He's in here. I saw him earlier. I thought when I tried. Right? Sure, there he is. Like, he's there.
both the dogs.
What's the dog doing?
He's letting the dogs out.
Good one. The two dogs, Zacian's cool. It's overpowered. It's so Zacian's insane. It's cool. Sword Doggo.
It's cool and all, but
That's okay. Alright. Let's us bump Artisan. Iono. One card at the bottom. I tried 6 plus 4, 5, 6. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, we're cooking, dude. Level ball. Dude. Hold up.
am I dead? Cat, am I dead?
You're about to be real sad.
Held him.
Hold up. Not level, I'm sorry. It's level ball, so I don't have to take 90 HP. Can't evolve this turn, so he did just adventure this turn. I am swinging, that's for sure.
Cracking into some damage.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, this play is huge. Cuts open for you. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm going back in. I apologize.
Okay.
Quick ball away, Metagross. Now I get the bonus. Six minutes. We'll see.
At least the prize.
Alright, cuts up. And I will max revive, putting Metagross, Pokemon from my discard pile on top of my deck.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna put. We're playing PUBG. Putting a metal frying pan on Sazama Senso. I'm going to retreat with the skateboard, which allows me to retreat even when I'm asleep or paralyzed.
Okay.
I will attack with Iron Roar for 30, and then I will attach a basic metal my discard to one of my bench Pokemon.
Well, that's how that works at 30, right?
Yes. There. Oh, is it?
Maybe.
This special energy is 10 resistant, so minus 10 damage for attacks.
And everything works.
Yep.
was on the screen.
I will.
Wally, search it to evolve one of your Pokemon.
Yep.
Oh. Yep.
Alright, you two.
What's that? Is everyone done?
And I'm going to declare myself the winner.
You think that, but then I would have drawn. Oh no! Boom! For turn, and I draw 3.
And you're probably going to
So you start roll. Oh, and then tank too.
Oh.
What were you gonna swing with?
Let's go do another.
Oh, you could like is it any of my Pokemon?
Yeah, but I need to get 3 turns. Do you want to do it? I didn't have
Oh.
a way to. I was basically just going to attach for turn and then find a way to get
GG.
my
All right, chat. We'll be back casting our next round.
Chat.
We love chat.
There's nobody in chat. Yeah, there is.
Hey, chat.
There's at least one more fish.
Chat.
Yeah, that said Fez and Skibbity. After I said it. All right, chat, we're back for our final round of Swiss, our final round of this Pokemon challenge. So round 4 is coming up. Sorry about round 3, but you got to see a couple of us goofing around.
We like
with
to
our
have fun
GLC.
here.
That was so much fun, dude. The wheels are about to fly off if I had kept going that game.
Yeah. I would have probably been like died. I would have probably died.
Yeah, I was gonna get Metagross going, and then the cards you draw from Metagross hit me into the Metang, so I could have actually just charged up and then swung with it too. Yeah, it would have been night.
All right, but on our screen though,
It's like Val's at 2 mulligans. Wow.
2 mulligans against a Lugia player.
Yes.
Lugia seeing more cards to find them more of the
no.
Archeops.
Yeah, or ways to discard the Archeops. So
yes.
Cameron here does have the rats in here. So is playing that type of build of Lugia. So it does have a 2/2 Mincino line, and is running a Fluttermane.
The Fluttermane, I do like that in the deck.
All right, there we
And an
go.
Iron Bundle too.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yep, it's a good pivot. All right, so looks like Val is going first. I'm going first. Starting the Blood Moon Ursaluna, not great for Lugia.
It's gonna be a while for it to attack.
But with that being said, though, I don't know if Val can tell what his opponent is playing just by a Blood Moon Ursaluna in the active, because Blood Moon Ursaluna slots into a lot of stuff, as it's playing 2.
Almost as evergreen as Pheasant Deputy EX.
Almost, yes, absolutely. Let's see. So let's get some prize checking going here. He's doing 2 nest balls. Getting some stuff down. Probably going to be concealing some cards. 2 Friggies going down already. Excellent. Love to see it. Looking at Cameron's list here, does have the Iron Hands in here as well, but that's not a ton of attackers in here. So, like, we don't have the Weird Ear, which a couple players have been playing recently.
When I was playing Lugia, I wasn't always a fan of the Weird Ear just because it felt like once that thing comes out, it just feels like that has to be the end game.
No, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I feel like very much that is what it's intended for. Worst case scenario, you open it, but I mean, that is all right, I'm using this to take my final product to close out a game, because it's going to slurp all your energy into one spot.
Right, but it just felt like if that card ever does come up before you're ready for it to come down, it's always like the worst card.
Big feels bad for
Yeah.
sure. It's kind of like, I guess, like this Blood Moon right now. I mean, I guarantee that's not what he wants to be starting.
For sure.
But the fact that Val's going first is very important here, because he's gonna potentially get a chance to
Ooh, a 3-card
Pokestop is got his back right now. Holy smokes, dude!
Not
Alright.
an Irida in sight.
Nah. Wow, the cards are finally being generous to him right now. So looks like he's only able to get 1 Bidoof down, which is fine at this point. I still don't know if he knows what his opponent is playing right now. But starting a Blood Moon, which does have a pretty hefty retreat cost, but also with his opponent Lugia going second, yeah, it's going to get some more in the discard pile, but Cameron's really going to need to get 2. He's going to have to try to get 2 Lugia onto the bench, because that's just asking to get smacked.
That is like a boss or prime catcher away from just being devastated.
Yep, and it looks like 1 Lugia is able to be found. Wow, so those extra cards you're talking about, that hand is wow.
Definitely one of
That
the
is
hands of all time.
Bad. Dude, his hand is almost entirely energy. Like, oh my goodness, this is a
He's praying for an Iono.
He can't. Well, Champound doesn't play a hand disruption, so he would hope for an Iona for himself. But right now, this is literally, he can jock for something. But I mean, he's gonna have to Pokestop here. Oh my gosh, wow. I have to admit, would have been nuts if he had hit 2 Archeops off the Pokestop.
Giga Chad.
Would have been crazy. But right now, this really leaves. All right, so Val needs to see if he can get his
So this looks like it's gonna be a Baxcalibur.
Baxcalibur. But right now,
Yep, he's just
if
tearing
you
for
can
it.
go for a Prime Catcher right now, because if you go for Lone Lugia, if you bonk Lone Lugia, now I'm gonna have to talk with him about this. That he should know better, unless he already has it in his hand. That you need to. Let's see if we can see pink. There's 1. There's 2. I don't know if he already has Prime Catcher in hand. If you already have Prime Catcher in hand, then you're looking really good. But right now, your goal is you go after that Lugia. And this is what we were talking about in the earlier match when we did see Val playing, is proper sequencing and stuff. So we haven't fully gotten to see what's in his hand. He might. Oh, he also could just Iron Bundle it. That's
Oh
right.
my god.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna do it.
Well, that works too. So he doesn't even need the Prime Catcher. Attaboy. Okay. Attaboy. I'm sorry, chat. I will acknowledge a little bit of bias with this, as Val is my friend and testing partner. So let's see. Oh my god. Holy smokes, dude. Can I get a Pokestop to be this generous to me? What the heck? Chat, I am blown away. This is insane. Like, I'll be honest, Val's actually had some kind of like rough luck recently. Had some like tougher matches that he's been going through, and I've been trying to tell him, man, you just got to play a lot of more games because it's variance. Pokemon is very much a game of variance, and this is proving that yes, the deck can, the game Pokestop can giveth and taketh away. It's been taketh away from him for a while, and it is right now. It's like, don't worry, fam, I got you.
Yeah, but on the same time, Cameron's like, sometimes your opponent just has it all.
That's true, absolutely. And swinging into Lone Lugia,
but with the gift energy on it, he is able to get a few cards.
his
back
hand
up.
was already full because remember he took the extra mulligans, so his hand was already full. Like he's got an Ultra Ball, and at least he has Jock, so he can get 2 Archeops in the discard pile and get a Lugia. But I mean, right now that's so benching a second Pokemon is very crucial for him. But thing is, Cameron did see him get the Pokestop off, or get Prime Catcher off his Pokestop. To be honest, what Cameron needs to be considering right now is
All right, he's just getting rid of the lone
getting
Archeops.
Lumineon actually to pull Iono, because you know your opponent has Excalibur or has Prime Catcher in it. Yep, looks like that's getting possibly because he's got to disrupt his hand.
Yeah.
Right now, if he doesn't,
Yeah, he does have Lumineon in his deck right now.
he's got 2 of them actually. So
Yeah.
Lumineon's actually looking really good. But what's really unfortunate about that is that so it looks like he's gonna pull Lumineon. Let's see, Lumineon. The other thing that's really rough about Lumineon in this matchup, that's 3 prizes for Iron Hands.
That is the fattest Iron Hand.
This is going to be a bit tough for Cameron here, as he doesn't want to have to bench Lumineon, but I'm pretty safe saying he has to, because if he doesn't, now he's just got to hope that the deck now provides for him, because there's a chance he just Ionos into no way of finding another Lugia V, and
he still needs to find another Archeops too.
for sure. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, in a good world, in a good day, he wants another Archeops in the discard pile.
So it looks like Cameron's gonna be praying to whatever god Val was praying to before this match.
And let's see, where is his? Okay, his hand was to the side. Okay, so boom, here comes Iono. So these are pretty big 6 cards coming from Cameron. Needs to find another way to get at least 1 Lugia.
Get the Lugia. An Archeops would also be nice.
I definitely think you need. Excuse me.
Oh, we could talk about that.
So right now he's got to get. So only having 1 Lugia on the bench, he's a Prime Catcher like an Irida to get Prime Catchered away, and to get another Lugia down, because Lugia, that's the downside of Lugia. Lugia does need 2 turns to be able to do the Lugia thing.
Yep.
And yeah. Alright, so sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Got that figured out. So let's see, he's getting another Chops into play in Ultra Ball. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's found a second Chops, but I mean, he can't do anything right now, and there's only 1 Lugia, so right now, you really hope you did not just Iono Val into an Irida. And Val has played one Irida and hasn't hit any with Pokestop. Alright, draws for turn.
Yeah, hopefully.
Does Val have an Irida? Mod check Irida.
Does
He
not.
needs shuffling the deck here with Shivery Chill is very good because those did go to the bottom. So this could be a really big card coming from these two cards off of concealed cards right here.
Absolutely.
If he finds a right now, I do think you play Canceling Clone. That's fine.
Oh, the Cypher
wait.
Maniac.
Oh, Val, you know better than this. Okay, so with Cypher Maniac in your hand, you absolutely go ahead and you put Prime Catcher to the top and something else, so you can Prime Catcher up the only Lugia and you take another 2 prizes and prevent him from Lugia. So that could just be a little bit misplay. We got this. I can't really see what 2 cards were put.
He's been very, very good at keeping them concealed.
Playing Iron Hands. Let's see. Oh, he did indeed put a Prime. Okay, attaboy. Good boy. This could be crazy if he has the resources in his hand
This could be
to amp him very much for 3 prize. Oh Jesus,
my
he does.
God.
Okay, well, never mind, Val. If you're watching this in post, which I'm pretty sure you are, good job. I didn't see what you pulled from there. So yeah, this is going to be an amp you very much. The lone Lugia on the board for 3 prize cards, and wow.
sometimes you just get to have it all.
He finds a Super Rod and an Ultra Ball from Pokestop. Pokestop? This is crazy. I think this is what you could... Oh, we didn't even start the round timer. Oops. Silly us. We have about 19 and a half minutes left. And just go ahead and put 19 and then 20. Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that, chat. We forgot to start the round timer, but we have the big one going in the room. This is pretty devastating for Cameron. Your opponent's going to be going down to 1 prize card.
Thank you very much for several cards.
Yeah, he's going to amp for 2 onto for 3, and I appreciate what he's doing here. He is setting up a lot of energy on the Chin Pal in case Baxcalibur does get bossed up because Blood Moon is actually going to be fully online right now.
Yes.
This is actually very smart because if he does his Baxcalibur gets bossed up, cool, you have 2 answers already there to answer. This is actually, I'm huge kudos to him on this, is that's actually something very looking forward.
And he also
to
has an
think about.
Irida in hand too.
He does have an Irida in hand. Right now, I think Cameron might be looking. I mean, you could try to find your second. He finds another Archeops.
If you're Cameron in this spot, what do you want right now?
This to be a best of 3 and not a best of 1 right
Okay.
now.
So just go next angle.
Well, because Cameron is still 2 turns minimum from getting Archeops on the bench because there's no Lugia V. Your opponent has two charged up attackers. Now, the thing Cameron could be doing to try to buy any time whatsoever right now is trying to find some sort of gust, because you probably would want to put that B-Barrel in the active. He does have boss's orders. And he has 4 boss's orders.
Yeah.
And discarding more energy with Pokestop is just rough. But he has no draw engine, so he would have to have it just in his hand. Or find the second copy Luminion. But if you put a second Luminion on the bench, that's a 4th Pokemon. And that means if you get a Lugia on the bench, where do the Archeops go? Like, this is just, he does find the Luminion, but I don't know right now. You do have an Iron Hands powered. I just don't see the routing just being, to be honest, possible. I mean,
Yeah.
you are able to swing with the Blood Moon right now for free, if I'm not mistaken, because Blood Moon's ability reduces its attack cost by 1 colorless for each prize your opponent's taken.
Yep.
Val's taking 5 prize cards, and I'm almost positive that just means Blood Moon is swinging for.
Blood Moon is free right now.
For free $3.99. Just is it $2.50 or $2.40? I think it's less.
1-800 I am swinging right now.
That's fine. He's about to swing for free, but cool. You swing. I promote my Ice Kitty. GG.
Yes.
So
in the hand.
So this is pretty interesting right here. I think Val should just just have it. To be 100% honest, I'm looking for like routes what could be possible. I just don't see it. One that allows him to. Oh well, gives him one, but I mean he's only down to one prize card, so that's fine at this point. Promote Chin Pao, draw. Got Superior, and that's a GG. Easy.
He's gonna hit him for like what?
all the damage, all of it. 6 times 7 is
420 damage.
something like that.
Let's go.
Wait, 6 7. Yeah, that is. Yeah, 4-2. Nice.
Nice.
With that, that brings us to our final. That's our final round of the day. That does bring both of these players to 3-1, so it will come down to tiebreakers of who is quote first place in each of them. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Joe.
And this is Zach.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back next time for our next sanctioned event here.
Or it might just be a chill stream. We never know.
Or
what's gonna
might be
do
a
yet.
chill stream. More shenanigans on. We need Epic Splash on stream.
Yeah.
Anyway, chat. We will catch you later. Thank you so much. Have a good night.